What's up, guys? It's your favorite four-letter word. I'm back with another video. Let's go. Today we're going to talk about an unpopular opinion, why I feel that transgender people need their own bathrooms. Now, before you get all sad, antsy, and pissy, that was definitely sarcasm. I don't give a fuck what bathroom they use. However, I feel like when we're putting this type of BS out in the public, there needs to be some type of rhetoric, and that should include very well-researched statistics and the truth. And that's that's actually one of the main things that is not put out when the media and the big wig hierarchy people do certain things like this. Fear is the biggest motivator, and ignorance is definitely part of being fearful. People don't like to research, people don't like to ask questions or know things or educate themselves on said topic. So then we have those people who are like, oh my god, my daughter is going to be so unsafe using this bathroom. Transgender people are pedophiles, which they're actually two different things if you didn't know, but I mean, I wouldn't put it past you. So, yeah, if you guys don't know, in light of recent events, there's a couple bills, a couple laws, a couple people trying to say that transgender people should be forced to use the restrooms that correlate to their birth-given gender. And when I say birth-given gender, you know, when you're born, you have a little twinkle dinkle, you're a guy, a vagina, you're a girl. Whether people like to believe it or not, gender is not so easily defined. And that makes for really awkward and dangerous situations when you are trying to enforce some type of rule like this. There are people who were born with female genitalia that look like men and are men, because that is who they identify with. And if they were subject to use the restroom with women, with women, it would cause a lot more disturbance than the other way around, because they are men. They look like men. They are men. I don't think there's any other way to explain that. It would create a very hectic situation. I think more people need to understand that. And the reason why it's going the way it is as far as this topic and this discussion is because people are not educated on the community. People automatically are driven off of this thing that it doesn't go with their beliefs. It makes them feel unsafe, and that's where the ignorance keeps breeding. Whether you want to believe it or not, transgendered people are harmless. There is no statistical proof that backs up the fact that they are going to snatch your buttholes and harm your children. I apologize for being abrasive, but I feel like I have a cat. I feel like that needs to be said, that no one's going to the bathroom thinking about trying to take your butt, bro. Like, calm down. It's not that serious. And I mean, honestly, I'm trying to go pee. Like, I don't care what you have between your legs as long as you ain't bothering me. And obviously it hasn't happened yet, so it doesn't matter. But I digress. People fail to realize that transgender people actually suffer a lot in the community, and I'm not going to pit any oppressed group against each other, but they do suffer a lot. 2015 was actually deemed the most lethal year for transgendered persons. I want to say about 21 transgendered women were killed, and of 21, 19 of those were people of color. So I mean, it may not seem like a lot to you, but that's only half the battle. That's only half the information. It is a very big community that gets treated really poorly due to other people's perception and other people's belief. And I actually had a question brought up to me today where people were like, well, how do I explain this to my children? How do I do this? How do I do that? And what people fail to realize is that children are the very pure essence of who we used to be. The reason why we have a hard time accepting things that tend to go against our beliefs or tend to go against the grain is because we've been conditioned to think a set way. When it starts to be uncomfortable, when it challenges your morals and challenges who you are in a good way. Because I honestly don't. I know for a fact, it's not that I believe, I know that you are not supposed to treat another person the way that we've been treating people, because it goes against some mythological being, some book, some other religion. You know, I don't think that, I know that that's not right. So back to the whole, how do I explain this to my children? It's been proven and it's been shown numerous amount of times when it comes to gay marriage. Children easily understand. They haven't been programmed to think that it's wrong. When you explain the gay marriage, for instance, a person loving another person, they understand that. Oh, okay, two people love each other, they want to be together forever. It's an easy concept if you understand that one person feels that they're a certain way, so they do and act in such a way. That's that. People make it a lot more difficult because, again, it doesn't sit well with them. You know, we have been taught that that's not right. We have been taught that it's supposed to be one way or another. So it's hard for you. It's not hard for the children. It's hard for you to grasp. It makes it difficult for you to understand. It makes you feel unsafe. Usually people are afraid of what they don't know. And we are walking that fine line of not being well-versed or well-educated in other communities that are not like ours. So we in turn create this unsafe environment due to fear and ignorance breeding heavily. Now I'm gonna hit you guys with some facts because I don't want to talk too much. I want to make sure that when I do talk about certain subjects, you guys know that I have researched and I know what I'm talking about versus just throw my opinion out there. So to, I guess, battle the idea that transgenders are out to get your butt. Again, I would like to say that there's no statistical numerical evidence that states that transgenders are usually the suspect to sexual assaults or have been a suspect to any sexual assaults. That is not saying that it doesn't happen. It will never happen. I don't want to promote the idea that it would happen. However, things do go unreported, and that's with anything. So it's not super duper solid. However, there is absolutely no type of evidence to prove that they are what society and the media is making them out to be. As far as your children go, 93% of juveniles that have been in a situation of sexual assault are usually attacked by people that they know. That is family, acquaintances, and loved ones, their parents. I mean, I guess that falls under the lines of acquaintances and family, or loved ones, you know, that whole thing. 34% of the people that attack the 93% of juveniles that are subjected to sexual assault are family members. So it's usually when people are raped or sexually assaulted, the person knows the attacker. That's basically what I'm saying. So you're not just going to get a random person coming up to you and trying to take your butt. It's not going to happen. No, pause. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen. It's very unusual. Again, and it's very unusual for that person to be transgendered. Usually rapists and sexual assault suspects, or criminals, if you want to call them that. Well, that's what they are, but I didn't want to use that word because there's another word I just couldn't figure it out. They are serial rapists and serial offenders. So again, these people have committed a crime, they've gone to jail, they've gotten out, and they're going to commit the crime again, or they've committed the crime, haven't gotten caught, and they're going to continue to do it. So it's not just some, oh, I identify as a male, and I'm going to walk into that bathroom, and I'm going to look at that guy and subject him to some forcible sex and make him uncomfortable or anything like that. Again, I don't mean to be abrasive, but we're grown folks, and I think it's necessary for you to get the real picture and idea of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys have to be able to understand how this works. To get a little sidetracked for a second, usually the people who are so hard on certain oppressed groups, like the LGBTQIA, when they come out with rules and bills and laws like this, I want to say between 2 or 3 years after these things are pushed, after we figure out who are like really rallying up the troops to get this done, those people usually either come out as rapists. They're molesting younger boys. They happen to be gay themselves, or under the wraps, stuff like that. So you guys have to, when things like this happen, you kind of have to sit back and look at all the details, and then sit back and understand that there might be, most likely when hot seat topics come up, there's something else that's happening that you're not focusing on, that you need to be focusing on. Because whether you know it or not, transgender people have been using the same restroom as you for years. It's been happening. So you're technically mad for no reason. You didn't care before. Don't know why you care now. I think you care now because people have been thrown in your face and making you feel afraid of something. But honestly, you weren't uncomfortable before. So why are you tripping? You should probably calm down. To be honest, I'm more afraid of cisgendered males than I am a transgendered person, because they are the people who are most likely committing a crime. When you look at criminals, they average between the age of 30 and 31. 52% of them are white males. 22% of those males are married, and 33% of males who commit sexual assault crimes against boys identify as heterosexual males. So I'm not too worried about Felicia. I'm not too worried about Tommy. I'm kind of worried about homeboy who is talking about he's worried about his kids, because he's usually the one that's out there doing the crimes. You got people like the Subway guy. You got people like homeboy from Glee, dude from Seventh Heaven. Those are not transgendered people. Those are everyday cisgendered heterosexual males that are committing acts like this. So before you go off on a ledge and try to disrespect someone else because of your ignorance and the fear, I think you need to take a step back. We need to get to a place where we start to respect each other's space. And people like to make fun of this whole thing of other ones trying to obtain some type of safe space in society, but little do you know, it's necessary. It's necessary. Completely necessary. 50% of reported hate violence crimes that were committed against the let's try this again. In 2013, there were crimes reported against the LGBTQIA. 50% of those were hate violence crimes. Of those crimes, 17% of those were crimes committed against transgendered men and women who suffered genital mutilation. And I could go on and on and on. Trans women are 1.8 times more likely to suffer sexual assault in their lifetime. It's, this community of people are the victims in the situation, whether you want to believe it or not. So I say all that to say, get off your fucking high horse, go take a piss and walk out the bathroom. You will be fine. Stop subjecting other people to your hatred and your ignorance and the pain because you simply do not understand. Your religion has nothing to do with someone using the bathroom. Your beliefs have nothing to do with someone using the bathroom. Nobody wants you while they're taking a shit. Take a breather, sit on the toilet, make sure you wipe front to back, and handle your business. That's all you gotta do. I don't understand why we just cannot be human beings. But I'm not going to keep rambling. I'll leave some more statistics below if you really want to check it out. Again, I would be more concerned about the people making the laws versus the laws that the people that they're making the laws about. So, with that being said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share if need be. I'll usually be here on Mondays. If I'm not, I'll drop a line or I'll make a little video. Follow me on Facebook at Herm-SBQ. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. All that will be below. I hope you guys have a great Monday, a great week. Please be good, be kind, spread love, love yourself. I'm out.